What's going on, 352 Blitz family? We are back this week. We are missing Greg, as you guys can see, but we are here with Jay Butt, Eddie. What's up, you guys? How's it been? How's y'all's week been?
Busy.
Busy?
Good, busy week, man.
Nice, nice. Well, it's about to get busier because we're going to get into this one. We got a nice slate today.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the NFL draft, obviously, because it's coming up on Thursday. That's that main topic today. But before we get to that, we have to talk about breaking news today, which is obviously Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. It's
Aaron
official. It's a
Rodgers.
done deal. The Packers and the Jets have come to agreement on trading and sending Aaron Rodgers along with a pick to the Jets, which was a little bit surprising to me because I thought the Jets were just going to get Aaron Rodgers and that was it, and they were going to walk away. But what we really got to talk about is the return that Green Bay got, which is a lot of what the controversy is with. But I don't know. Hey, the NFL has been a little wild when it comes to trades. I mean, we've seen some wild trades before. This is nothing new. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, 40 years old. He's definitely in the tail end of his career. Uh, what do you think, Jay? But I need to hear. I need to hear what your opinion is on, on the Jets and Aaron Rodgers because it's pretty wild.
Obviously, in my opinion, the Dolphins. I'm not happy that the trade did go through. I was probably the one person that I really thought, and I feel like the Packers did what I said they were going to do. They were going to stick to their guns and get what they wanted for Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, you got
Yes,
to
they did do that.
you switch. You switch first with them. You get a high second this year. You get a potentially, most likely, it's going to be a first next year. I don't see Aaron Rodgers playing less than 65% of the snaps this season.
I mean, God forbid he gets injured.
God forbid he gets injured, but you're going to get a high second if he gets injured because Zach Wilson will play like trash and they'll end up being a bad team overall. The team will sell because they lost Rodgers. But to me, it's a fleece. That's so many picks. It's so many picks, bro. Look, bro. Look what the Packers
talk about it.
got
That's what we're here for.
Didn't want to. They got so many picks for somebody who was never going to play for them again, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not like it's fourth, fifth rounds. We're talking about first and second round picks. Those are key players.
Yeah, and this is I'm going to go over the breakdown real quick here. So the Packers get a first round pick swap in 2023, and they only dropped down 2 places. They went from 13 to 15, they went from 15 to 13, right? So not a big there, but they still, going from 15 to 13 in the NFL draft is a big thing, right? A high second in the second round pick in the 2023 draft. So now they have 2 different picks that are pretty high. A likely first round pick in 2024. At worst, it's a second. But if he plays 65%, which most likely he will, other than bearing any injuries like Omar said, that's going to be another first round pick. So they have 2 first round picks next year. And the big thing for me, this is the big thing for me, is that there's a $60 million financial obligation taken off their hands. The Packers have $60 million off their cap. It's gone. So now you can go, one of those first round picks, one of those high second round picks, whatever, whatever fifth round pick, you can use it for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. He's available. You know what I'm saying? Those are the picks that they're asking for. So I think, and this is my opinion, with the Jets, I think that them getting Aaron Rodgers makes them it makes them for sure a contender, because I think that offensive power is very good. Their defense is already good. So I think that if they don't make the playoffs, they absolutely got fleeced 100%.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs and make a little run, then I think that it would be worth it, especially as a Jets fan when you haven't been to the playoffs God knows how long.
Yeah, Ed, the run has to be an AFC championship. That's
to be what I said.
Yeah. That the run has to be an AFC championship, because if they don't even make it to the AFC championship game, then it really is it'll have to go down one of the biggest fleas in NFL history. just because the Packers got so much in return, right? Um,
Yeah.
I
People
don't
are
think
saying that they
honestly,
did it. If people are saying that they didn't,
well,
which I don't understand how they don't.
yes,
I don't see them making the playoffs.
oof, that's tough. I mean, it's a competitive division, J. Bot. No,
It
don't get
is.
me wrong. It's very competitive.
It's very hard to say that, but I'm just based off the talent of the division and the AFC itself,
Yeah,
bearing no injuries from right now, just looking at rosters, I don't see if they do make the playoffs, I see them losing in the wild card because they don't have the experience to go deep. They're
yeah.
too young.
The only experience would be Aaron.
Would be Aaron, but look at what Aaron's done with no experience the last few years. He can't make it.
So,
But I do think that they have better weapons than the Packers do,
No, that is true. That's true.
yeah.
and
But
they have a way better defense.
this forces another question, guys. We're
Go
talking
ahead.
already. We're talking about already an experience and what it comes with. Now being with the Jets and what he didn't do with the Packers, not having that experience. Now you're with the Jets. Now we're not talking about small market Green Bay. A lot of people want to tell me, "Oh, Green Bay is not a small market for the NFL because it's like that's the Lombardi. That's the Lombardi's home and whatnot." Yeah, I get it. Fine, that's cool. But there's a lot of expectations when you come to New York. And let's just start off with the fact that the Jets have not won a Super Bowl since Joe Namath. Now we're going to hold Aaron Rodgers, which I think is the best quarterback since Joe Namath in New York for the Jets, and even possibly in New York, because from the Giants' perspective, I can't think of a quarterback since Joe Namath that's been better. And this is with all due respect to Eli Manning, but Eli Manning is never as good as Aaron Rodgers in skill wise. So
Okay.
now you look at what Aaron Rodgers is looking at in terms of pressure, media, and all that. Is he going to get the job done? Is he going to overcome all the bad luck that the Jets have had the last 13 years is making that AFC Championship run in 2010? What do you guys think, and how do you guys see it from your point of view as a Dolphins fan and as a Steelers fan? Do you think that the Jets can get over the hump with Rodgers?
I'll let you talk first because you're the division rival. Well, let me talk first because you're the division rival, so I know that you have more to say here in a second. But I think ask your question again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he asked a lot.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask. I just kind of rambled on about how the pressure is on since Rodgers is coming now, and it's a short-term thing, guys. Like Rodgers is not going to be in New York for more than 3 years. We know that for a fact. God knows if he lasts 2. So
Okay.
is he gonna get the job done? You have a small window to work with, Rodgers. Are you gonna get the job done? Are you gonna be the savior that Joe Namath was? And if he wasn't, what are the stipulations? Like how are Jets fans gonna look at this, or how is everybody in the NFL gonna look at this trade afterwards? What do you think, Ed?
So I think that if I'm being completely honest, I think that Aaron Rodgers is built for the pressure. I don't think that that's going to really bother him. It'll be different because he's going from a small market in Green Bay to is New York, the biggest market in the U.S., right? Maybe even in the world. But I think that he's ready for it, and I think he'll be more ambitious to do good because he has to prove it. Not only that, because he has the weapons around him finally to actually do something, you
Right.
know. And I'm kind of going to derail here a little bit, but what the Packers are about to do is going to be extremely disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers because they're going to use those first round picks to get weapons for Jordan Love.
Yeah.
So my thing as a Packers fan, or as just an NFL football fan, because to me, Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback, the best talent, right? The best quarterback with talent wise with Aaron Rodgers for a very long time. The problem was that he was getting the weapons that he got were like 6th-round picks, 4th-round picks, 5th-round picks that were able to turn into something decent, but none of them were superstars other than Devontae Adams. Even Devontae Adams wasn't a 1st-round pick. So what they're about to do the Packers were about to do, it's going to be very disrespectful to Aaron Rodgers because they could have used so many picks to get so many players, and they skipped on them for whatever reason. They would draft something randomly that they didn't even need to address. Never addressed the wide receiver position, so it's messed up. But is he built for it? I think that he is, man. I'm eager to see this NFL season, to be honest. But I'm gonna pass it on over to Mr. Justin.
I'll touch on two things. I'll start with Omar's question, and then I kind of want to touch on what Ed said about the Packers and what he thinks that they're about to do. I'll give my props. Aaron Rodgers is obviously one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Even though Green Bay is a smaller market, it's kind of like that small town kind of team. So like the pressure is already high in Green Bay. Like you really feel the pressure from the whole city when they're not winning. So even though it's not that big of a market, I still think he'll be fine with going to a bigger city. It's going to be pretty much the same pressure, I feel like. But I kind of already said my point. I really don't feel like the Jets, given the division that they're in, given how the AFC looks, I don't see them making it that deep into the playoffs this year. And I really only see Aaron playing one more year. I don't see him playing 3 years.
That was the big question.
Especially if the first year doesn't go that well, I could see him just hanging it up.
I think it's valid. Things go south. Why?
And then touching on real quick, since Ed's back, speaking about the Packers, you don't think the Packers are going to be the same old Packers in draft defense? I think so.
I think to stick it to Aaron Rodgers, they're going to draft a wide receiver.
That's very true. That could be the case, and there's a high possibility. But I feel like with that 13th pick, if Jalen Carter's still on the board, I could see them taking a defensive lineman or something like that and being the same old Packers. Yeah.
Well, I
could see that being a reason
if they get Carter. You can't go wrong with Carter, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You really can't. But, they need it. They need to stop. I think that's a whole nother level of childishness if they wanted to just do it to stick it to Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Like, Green Bay does that. Like, come on, get your act together. There's some other things that you need to address on that team other than the wide receiver position. And let's not act like Christian Watson's not a solid wide receiver that can turn out to be something.
I think he's going to be a superstar.
Well, there's a lot of people that think he's going to be a superstar. I think he has the potential for sure. And
he's definitely. I mean, he's a great deep threat. I watched him catch a lot of deep balls that Aaron threw last season, and
for sure.
At first, I mean, at the beginning of the season, obviously he had a few drops, and there was a lot of drop concerns.
Yeah,
but I think that was just the pressure of playing with Aaron, and you got to think. Look how Aaron treated the team and the offense while he was with them. So you don't think the Packers are kind of wrong for sticking it to him? Look how he treated them the last 3 years. It was a carousel.
But I'm not upset at Aaron Rodgers treating them like that. Why can't you get me a Justin Jefferson? Why can't you go get me a DeAndre Hopkins? Why can't you get me Chase? Why not?
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
But it's the way he goes about it. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to come back next year. I don't know what my future holds. I got to go into this darkness retreat. He's so dramatic about everything he does.
He is.
I can't. I think the Packers win this because they cut ties with somebody who's 40 years old, $60 million of a cap hold. I think it's just
I respect that. But at the same time, this is two superstar quarterbacks that the Packers do this to.
Yes, no, I agree.
Twice now. We're talking about Brett Favre. Same thing. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to be back. They don't give me any weapons. Same thing. Goes to the Jets, then goes to the Vikings. Same thing. Now you got Aaron Rodgers a whole decade after they won the Super Bowl, right? Because there was 2012 when they won it.
No, 2011. The Packers won it in 2010.
Oh, yeah, that's 2010 because they played the Steelers. You're right. So 2010, um, over a decade passes by, and the best addition, wide receiver wise, the best addition that you gave him in those 10 years was Devontae Adams. That was it. Tight ends,
And that was
non-existent.
a diamond in the rough. It
Right.
wasn't
He came
that
from
Devontae
he came
Adams
from
was,
Fresno State.
yeah.
I mean, there
It
was a
was. It's
time
not like
when
he was
Aaron
like
Rodgers
a
had
high end,
two
but
skill players around him: Randall Cobb,
Bro,
Mercedes Lewis.
yeah, bro. But who is Randall Cobb?
well, he used to be
Randall Cobb in his prime was nice.
yeah, Randall Cobb used to be
Yes,
nice.
and in his
Jordan,
prime,
he
but
had
they had
Jordy
to.
Nelson
Where,
towards the
where,
end of his career.
where did they draft all of them? Where did they draft all of them?
I can't tell you that. I can't.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. None of them are first round picks. They didn't draft any first round
I
picks
think
wide
Randall
receiver. They
Cobb was
always went somewhere
third.
else. Huh?
I think Randall was a third round, I think.
But
Yeah,
that's
everybody was a third, fourth, fifth, whatever it was.
I understand. I see.
They,
I see where you're coming from.
and then
If you have
and
decent
running back
players,
wise, they go get Eddie Lacy, who's 400 pounds and 6'2". By year 2, the man looked like a marshmallow, and they had to get him off the field. Literally, he could not come back.
Eddie Lacy was a beast in college.
He was a beast in college, but
Highly,
he couldn't
highly
catch.
scouted.
Yes.
Could he catch?
No, but
Not for
that
nothing.
that wasn't their
No.
system for a running back. They
He couldn't catch, and when he ran the ball, he was huffing and puffing after one run.
All right, man.
Well, let's be
All right,
let's
Eddie.
be real, man. No,
Hey,
let's
let's
be
get to
real,
the
bro.
draft. Let's get to the draft.
Nah, I
Let's be
mean,
real, bro.
Let's not fat shame Eddie Lacy.
yeah,
We
bro.
all know
Bro,
he's got a
why is he
CDL
not
now.
in? Why is he? See, but I gotta calm down. CDL.
I mean,
All right, man.
hey, all I can say is, as a Giants fan, I wish Aaron the best in New York, even though they're rivals. They're direct rivals. They're little brothers of the Giants. A lot of other people would say otherwise, but that's how I see it. I think overall, this is a good trade for the Jets for an immediate run at a title if that's what they want. And the Packers, hey, they got what they wanted. I think they're very satisfied with what they got, more than satisfied. They should be. And
Yep, I agree.
I feel like we're gonna move on and do the draft now. So let's get to it, guys. NFL draft Thursday, 8 p.m.
Man, I'm excited.
Kansas City, baby.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Oh,
Oh, hold
so
up. We're getting some comments here. We're getting some comments.
we're gonna go ahead.
Man, come on, dog. 352. Who's commenting on it? Anyways, man, forget about it. We ain't getting no comments.
All right, now let's
NFL
get to
draft.
business for real. Though. Let's get to business. So first pick.
Wait,
Wow,
real
I feel
quick. Before we get into the draft, I just want to say my top 5 from last week that I mocked up was completely wrong off of everything I've watched this week. I don't want to say that. I was just completely wrong. I was an idiot last week.
Well, you got a chance to redeem. You got a chance to redeem yourself this week, Jay. But the draft hasn't happened yet. So
Yeah.
when we talk about the draft, I feel like it's only right to kick it off with the number 1 pick, and who's going to take that number 1 pick, and what they should do, and what your opinion is on that, Jay. But what is your opinion on the first pick overall?
No, last week I said CJ Stroud, but I was completely wrong. It looks like it's going to be Bryce Young after everything that I've been reading. It looks like it's just pretty much a lock with Bryce. I did see this morning that Todd McShay said he's the biggest risk in the draft, which
Bryce Young, yeah. I mean,
I just no. See, I'm with Ed. I fully disagree with that. There's a lot more risk players.
The biggest.
In the
He's
draft.
definitely not the biggest risk.
No.
I'm sorry. The biggest risk might be only because he's small.
Yeah, and that's what I was.
Other
thinking.
than that,
That's what I was thinking that he was saying because of that. But like, that's really not that big of a risk. You got Russell Wilson in the league. Drew Brees was a small quarterback.
right.
They're small quarterbacks. I mean, Kyler Murray, even though last year wasn't a great year. but he's shown success in the league and he's small. So I think Bryce Young's going to be the first pick Thursday night.
Wow, Bryce Young. That's I don't see that being far fetched. Could there be somebody that reaches and takes C.J. Stroud? I think there could be. I feel like C.J. Stroud is going to fall maybe 4 or 5. Yeah, I think 4 or 5 for C.J. Stroud. But man, I think
I don't think anybody reaches for CJ Stroud after that.
Honestly, who I think CJ will fall down to the Raiders.
Oof.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I see a mock draft with Richardson going to the 10th overall to the Minnesota Vikings from the old.
I've seen AR going to the Seahawks. Seahawks
Seahawks have been
at 5, right?
Mentioned it
at 5 or 20.
At 5. Okay. I've heard him going at 5 to the Seahawks, which Omar mentioned it a couple episodes ago. Justin mentioned it as well, where they like him. They like him a lot. He can sit behind Geno Smith a couple of years, learn from him, learn his leadership, and then be able to have that breakthrough season. Maybe even next year. You know what I'm saying? Sit out this year, learn everything, and if he gets injured, then you play. But then next year, you can take that next step to compete for that starting position. And by year 3 of your rookie contract, you can take the reins and be the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what happened. No. That's what used to happen all the time.
Nope. Yeah, I don't think that's wrong with anything. I mean, Aaron Rodgers did it.
Yeah, I agree with that on that. I see Aaron or Anthony going 5th to the Seahawks.
You guys got your mock drafts out? Like you got a mock draft for
All right, I got it in my head.
Okay. So we kind of covered number 1. Do you guys want to go down the line and kind of give like maybe all the way to top 10, not necessarily all 32 teams, but top 10 picks.
Top 10. And actually, before we all do this, and whoever's watching this, and I also put a tweet out, but people need to retweet and all that and look at it and respond. But I put out that whoever picks the top 5 players drafted correctly will have a chance to come with us next week and be live on the show. So for everybody that's watching and everybody that watches that, comment who will be the top. Now, if you do it on Thursday, at 10 o'clock, after you're not going to be there, and I'm going to look at the time, but before Thursday, make sure you put your top 5 out there. You get it correctly. You're following us, and you're doing all that. We'll get you on the chat. We'll get you on the live stream. All right.
Yes, sir. You heard the man. You heard Ed. So all right. So you guys got number 1. I think it's a consensus. Bryce Young, right?
Bryce Young, number 1.
Bryce Young to the Carolina Panthers. All right. Number 2, Texans. This is interesting, guys, because I'm seeing a lot of Will Levis smoke to the Texans. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
It's a will, but it's not.
I say that they go defense.
So you
they go get
Anderson.
I think they go Will Anderson and they pair him with Grenard.
Okay. Yep. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the Houston quarterback, Davis Mills. Like, how do you guys feel about him? Do you guys think he's a good quarterback future, or do they need to improve on that?
Not future, but he'll get them through. I mean, he got them through last year. They went 5-10. They showed that they had heart. They just didn't have no talent, and he showed at times that he was a decent quarterback. So I think if you can get a good rusher this year, because I mean I'm high on all the quarterbacks, but there's a lot of questions with every single guy. There's not a clear cut. This guy's going to be a star in the league before. So, I mean, if you can take an edge rusher, have a decent year, show that you're just improving. I mean, they got what's the new coach's name? DeMarco Ryans. They got him on a 6-year contract. So I don't see them pulling the same move that they did last year and firing a coach after 1 year. I see them giving him time to rebuild the team, and I think the better prospect overall is Anderson.
Okay. That's fair. Um, for some reason, my gut is telling me that the Texans are going to take a quarterback. But I could be wrong. I'm gonna go quarterback here. Maybe CJ Stroud. Who knows?
You think CJ Stroud's going at too?
I think he could end up there, but I could be wrong. But Will Levis, CJ Stroud, AR, one of those could end up going to Texas, to the Houston Texans. But Anderson does make sense for them. I just kind of have like this little thing in my stomach telling me there's a quarterback going there. But number 3, Arizona Cardinals. Is that where you guys could see not a quarterback? Because obviously they're infatuated with Kyler Murray, and they already paid the man, right? If I'm
They're going tackle.
They're going tackle, right?
I say they go DN and they get the DN from Texas Tech.
Tyree Wilson. I feel like that's a good pickup for them. That'd be a good pickup for Arizona.
Yeah.
There's a lot of edge. This is an edge rush heavy draft. If you guys think about it, they got some good pieces there.
And running back friendly, heavy. Very running back friendly.
That too. All right, now we're moving on to the Colts. Well, we know the 4th pick belongs to the Colts, but we've heard a lot of smoke with also Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud. So, what do you guys think there? What do you guys think the Colts do at 4?
Right now, I'd probably say, just off of right now, I think Will Levis. If off of what you were saying, the Texans end up taking Levis by chance, I see the Colts going Richardson before they go Stroud, because I think they're a lock for a quarterback in this. With that 4th pick,
there's been a lot of people kind of dropping Richardson. Like I feel like his draft stock rose throughout the season, and obviously in the combine and the pro day and combine. But ever since the combine, it's kind of gone a little bit down for some reason. I don't know why. But, I saw a lot of mock drafts with him maybe going top 5, which he could still go top 5, don't get me wrong. But Richardson kind of been, going down. I'm not sure exactly why teams are maybe noticing his accuracy issues. I don't know what it is. But I don't think Richardson gets drafted that early. But we'll see. What do you think, Ed?
I don't have ideally as a Gator fan, I would want AR to go to the Colts. That's just me. I think they have the weapons, they have the defense, they have the coach to do, to develop him to be a good quarterback. But I don't think they go AR. I think that they reach and they get Will Levis. I think they draft Will Levis just because of his size. Reminds them of Andrew Luck and all that BS, and they will draft him and he'll be a bust and not do anything. But I think that he's going to be a Colt. I think the Colts draft Will Levis.
What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about that man putting mayo in his coffee?
Yeah,
that he needs to go to hell.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we were all on the same.
Hey, Eddie went straight to it. No sugar for that one. I mean,
bro, mayo in your coffee is insane. I'm sorry.
That stuff.
We're talking about mayo, something that goes on a sandwich.
Yeah.
In coffee? Go to hell, bro.
Yeah, man.
He better be a cool person when he gets in the locker room, because that's like, I don't know if I could be friends with somebody who does that.
I mean, you kind of get psycho tendencies from that, right? Like, does that look like? I don't know. I don't know, man. These kids nowadays, right? Even though
he's got an arm though. He's got an arm.
I'm not trying to put our age out there or anything, but aren't we older than Will Levis, Ed? At least you and I.
Probably, we're at that stage where we're
So it's like,
well, not all, because you got
you guys are like Brandon Whedon coming out of college.
Kind of, yeah. Brandon Whedon
was 29.
Hey, no, but to put it into perspective, we're kind of like, if we were still in college, we'd be like Stetson Bennett or Hendon Hooker.
Facts.
So that's that. fifth pick, J Butt. This is fifth pick's on the clock.
AR.
Seattle Seahawks.
AR.
That's where I believe Anthony Richardson should go.
Oh, if they don't go AR, they go Jalen Carter.
They have to, because I see they're in the market for somebody on the line, on the defensive line, and I feel like Jalen Carter should be the one. But I don't know, man. I feel like Jalen Carter, like, low key, my opinion, Jalen Carter's a top 5 pick. That's just me.
I mean, before all these question marks and everything that came up about him,
yeah,
he was the number one person going. Like,
you
remember mid-season? He was the first projected. I think the first mock draft, early mock draft, had him at number 1.
Oh man, hold up. We see somebody in here.
Uh-oh.
See if he's ready. Let's see if he's ready.
He might not be ready.
He is ready, man.
I don't see the camera.
He might not be ready.
Anyways, so let's continue. The fifth pick is going to be the Seattle Seahawks picking Anthony Richardson.
Everybody
Anthony
wants
Richardson will be a Seahawks.
That's
I want to see that happen, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree, and I feel like they're also in the hunt for getting a defensive lineman too. So I could see them going for Tyree Wilson or even Will Anderson if he falls down. If Will Anderson falls down to 5, but I don't think that's going to happen. But they also have Jalen Carter there. I think they have to be wise with this. You pick a defensive lineman or you go AR. I don't think there's a way out for Seattle with that one. So.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going to pause that was the top 5 picks there. And we're going to add a New York Jets fan. Have him.
Drum roll,
have him,
hey,
crazy. Oh, look at that. Hello, Mr. Rodgers. Oh,
hello,
man.
Mr. Rodgers.
Hey. I ain't got to say too much, man. That AFC shit, that shit dead, nigga. I hope none of you niggas think you about to get a win in the AFC, nigga. When Mr. Rodgers is home, guess what it is? It's ring season, nigga. I'm about to count up this fucking ring. Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson about to eat crazy, and y'all already know what's about to happen.
1 and 5 in the AFC East.
Who he said? We're what? What'd you say?
1 and 5 in the AFC East.
Is that?
Hey,
Omar.
I'm gonna mute ourselves. Man.
Is that J Butt talking? Hey,
yes.
J Butt. When Tua Tagovailoa wake up in the morning, he got to slap the damn TV fuzz out of his face, nigga. He can't even see straight. That nigga wake up and get the radio static out of his ears, nigga. That nigga Tua Tagovailoa is not anywhere close to being on Aaron Rodgers' level, and you know it.
I'm
nigga.
getting old.
Yeah, but that's fine. He could be old. Just give me 3 years. Give me 3 years.
You ain't got 3 years. You got 1 year with Aaron Rodgers before he leaves.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, he's gonna retire after 1 year.
Nah.
That 9 and 7 shit ain't gonna last that long for him.
Hey, bro. Hey, if I was a Miami Dolphins fan, I'd try to hate too. Look, if my backup quarterback was Mike White, I'd be upset too. Shit, it was, and I was upset. So I know how you feel. I know where y'all at. And look, you still got Reek, you still got Waddle, but they're gonna get locked up by Sauce Gardner like they did last year. They're gonna get locked up and talked to like they did last year. You're gonna sit there and lose like you did last year. And guess what? You lost with the worst quarterback I've ever seen with 2 eyes under at the helm. The worst quarterback I've ever seen.
So what happened in week 17 when you had the better quarterback and you guys couldn't even score a touchdown against us to make the playoffs?
Hey, shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
We had a third string 7th round quarterback in the game, and we still won.
And they were still better than what we had.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Them days is done. Right. Them days is done. All I want to know is who run the AFC East.
We'll find out this year.
Jets.
LETS. Letdowns.
Hey, that's fine. You can say that if you want to. We'll see you too, Omar. Jets Giants gonna be electric. Hey, Daniel Jones not even the best number 8 in his city. That's tough. That's tough. Y'all paid all that money for Aaron Rodgers to come through and be the best quarterback in New York. That's crazy.
Pharaoh, if you tuned in to the podcast before,
yeah,
I literally sat here and I literally said Aaron Rodgers was the best thing to come to New York since Joe Namath.
You know what? And I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you
know what? But you know what? I'm gonna counter. I'm gonna counter here.
What are you gonna say?
I gave Aaron Rodgers the props he deserves. He's coming to New York and he's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the key, that quarterback that's never been in New York, right?
Of course.
Let me tell you something, Pharaoh. It takes more than just a quarterback to win a championship.
Oh, good thing we're good everywhere else.
All right, let this be the year. Please let this be the year.
Good thing we have the best defense in the league.
Okay, let this be the year. You got best defense in the league. Okay, that was last year. Let's see what you guys do this year. It's too early. Everybody loves to talk in the offseason. All right, bet. Let's see.
I'm sure. Yeah, I am gonna talk because I just got Aaron Rodgers on my team.
The thing is, you guys went on a losing streak last year, bro. Like,
yeah, you're completely right.
The quarterback play, but like, there's times the defense looked like, okay, you guys could have stopped this team.
They couldn't get off the field.
But this is the thing. Scrap those games. You guys could have scrapped those games like you had those other ones with, you had Mike White and whatnot. But like,
our offensive line got hurt last year. Like 3 or 4 guys got hurt, and we had key injuries in the D line too. Hopefully everybody can come back and be nice and healthy. You see, Brees Hall tweeted today, my knee feels a little bit healthier today. Damn right, nigga, I need you. I need you for my fantasy team.
Let's go ahead and keep hopefully the key word there, because y'all going to need all that hope to keep y'all team healthy. Every team suffers injuries.
So does every team in the NFL. Every team in the NFL hopes that their team can stay together and be healthy. But guess what? When everybody's healthy, my team has Aaron Rodgers and your team has Daniel Jones. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just levels. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. Right. And you haven't felt this way in a long time. You know why I know you haven't felt this way in a long time? Because the last time you felt this way, my blood was on the team, nigga. That was the last time you niggas felt relevant. It was when my cousin was up there getting them sacks for you niggas. So you know what? It's fine. I understand. It's been a while. And you're gonna be a little upset. It's not
the cousin in question is Limbaugh Joseph, Giants fans. Just like
Limbaugh Joseph. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the most important member, but he was a member. Damn it! And y'all niggas got a ring. So
all right, there we go. He settled down now.
He wasn't the most. I'm not gonna sit here and say he was the most important member of the team, but shit, Barack Obama handed that nigga a Super Bowl ring. You can't take that from that nigga. So at the end of the day, and he's made a lot more money than probably we'll see in our lifetime. So,
hey, Pharaoh.
Yeah, what's good?
So, on a reel here,
yeah,
I hope the Jets make good strides with Aaron, because I would be happy as a Dolphins fan. I would be a lot happier to see the Jets than the Bills in the playoffs.
You know what? I respect that.
Because I'm tired of the Bills thinking that they've really done something when they haven't won a Super Bowl ever.
Dude, the Bills, and all that shit dead, because the Bills ain't even done shit. The Bills they were already bad. They were already not good enough. And then they don't even add nobody. Who did they add? Have they added a receiver?
No.
Yeah. Them niggas is poop.
All right, poop. We'll see.
Them niggas is poop. Josh Allen showed you niggas exactly who he is at the end of the season.
You really better. I really hope you guys don't go on a losing streak like y'all did last year.
We won't.
Hey, hold up. Hey, this smoke isn't just for the Jets fans. We got a Dolphins fan here that was 8-3, and all of a sudden they were like what? 8-8? Why do you guys?
Is this the Giants fan talking? Like, what have you niggas?
Are we talking about?
For the last 5 years?
Let's look back at our losing streak.
What have you been?
Let's look back at our losing streak. We lost a close game to San Francisco. We lost a close game to the Chargers. Tua went down. We had backups with Teddy Bridgewater came in for one play against the Jets, and supposedly his finger he got a concussion because he fell on the ground. It was Tua. Hey, they were making up for Tua staying in the game in the last time.
That nigga Teddy got his ass rocked. That nigga
Teddy got up and was straight though. That's what was crazy. It wasn't even like he was doing the 305 like Tua.
That nigga Teddy got rocked. That shit is terrible for Teddy, man. That's like the seventh time that nigga done got his
having a losing streak again.
We got Obed saying "Go Gators." I don't know how this is related to the NFL, but
hey, go Gators, bro. Facts.
Hey, go Gators, but I don't know why he's saying that in the NFL.
Gator Nation.
Let's talk about the other Gator that's getting drafted though, because we focus too much on Anthony Richardson, but Gervon Dexter deserves a shout out too.
Nah, he's second to
third.
No.
Time out. We're not talking about that. Right now is Jets talking shit time. That's what we're here.
Hey, I'm not gonna hold y'all here too much longer. I just got a few things to say. Look. Aaron Rodgers guaranteed gonna give us 2 years. Guaranteed. You can have the Pharaoh stamp on that. Pharaoh stamp approved. He gonna give us this year and next. And one of those years gonna be a ring. It might not be this year. It's gonna be next year. But if it's this year, it might be next year too. I just know that I'm gonna see a ring in New York. And Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Breece Hall will be in attendance, and I'll be crying real tears of joy. So I gotta let you niggas know that. And while I'm here, since I'm here and everything. Hey, 3-1 Cavs fans. I hope you niggas is listening. You Cavs fans, you hillbillies, go home, nigga. 3-1. You niggas is poop. You niggas suck. I hope you know that. So that's all I had to say. Y'all niggas be safe. Love the show. Shout out 352 Blitz. You know what I'm saying? Shout out J Bud. Shout out Eddie. Shout out my nigga Leonardo Omar. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody. Man. Y'all keep it tight, man. Oh, Omar, shout out on the trophy, man. I see y'all niggas celebrating. That shit was tough.
Hey, don't forget about my boy.
Oh,
Greg.
yeah, you saw it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Which one? Who did I forget? J Bud?
GB.
Oh, Greg. Yes, Greg. I didn't see him. Is he here?
No, he ain't here. He ain't here. He couldn't make it.
He couldn't make it.
Oh, my bad. Oh, shout out GB, man. Shout out Greg, and shout out Orlando if he's still around helping out with the episodes and stuff.
Shout out everyone.
Shout out Orlando for the fuck of it. Shout out Orlando, man.
Facts.
Yeah, y'all be safe, man.
Y'all
can get back to y'all draft talk. I'm glad Eddie let me come on here and say my little jet shit real quick.
Thank you for hopping on.
Of course.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Anytime.
Good to hear from you, boss.
Y'all appreciate it. Good to hear from y'all, man. Y'all look good in here, man. This shit look professional as hell. Y'all be good, man.
You too.
You too.
Take it easy. All right. So that was that. Yeah, we've never had that on the damn show.
That's a first. That's a first.
Hope y'all like that.
That's a highlight, though. That's a highlight. Where do we leave off, though, right?
So we're on the sixth overall pick. You were saying something about Gervon Dexter getting drafted in the first round, but
no, he was just saying shout out Dexter.
Well, I'm saying we're
okay.
We're
Dexter's a second or third round at this point. That senior year and pro day did not help his case at all.
Yeah, I see him third round, probably third round.
But somebody's getting a beast in the third round.
Yeah.
Because if they can develop him, he's going to be.
He's going to be serious. Yeah. Sorry. So 6th pick, guys. Detroit Lions via LA Rams. Who do they go with? Remember, they just got.
I'm gonna tell you.
They got rid of Okuda.
They're gonna go get Gonzalez from Oregon. Gonzalez from Oregon, cornerback. Yep. They got rid of Okuda for a 7th round pick or whatever the hell it was. I don't know how you do that, but
that's crazy, dude. I didn't understand that at all. Like it was like a 6th round pick for Okuda or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean the first 2 years that he was with the Lions, he was not good enough. Then last year he was like kind of turning the corner, but still was not that guy. But going for a 5th round or 7th round, whatever it was, is crazy. But I think that they go and get Gonzalez out of Oregon. I think that Gonzalez is a beast, man. If you watch this tape, he's very physical, great in coverage, got great footwork. I think that him at Detroit, especially how he wants that defense to play and how you saw the defense playing last year with Miller going crazy and white boy from Michigan going crazy. I forgot his name. I think that if they can get cornerbacks to also balance the defensive line and the linebacker position, I think that they can do very well.
Yeah,
Aiden Hutchinson and Miller. If they can match the cornerback, which they got C.J. Gardner-Johnson too. So the safety position and the nickel position is going to be better. You got the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks that they drafted last year were good, and then you add in Gonzalez to that mix. It's gonna be nasty.
I thought they drafted a safety that turned out really good last year.
They did both. They drafted a safety and they drafted a quarterback that turned out to be good.
Yeah.
So, and like I said in episodes before, I got the Lions winning the NFC. So the NFC North.
NFC.
So
yeah.
The NFC North, I got the Lions going. So if they can actually add more to that defense, man, the sky's the limit for them. Because that offense is nasty.
Shout out
Jared Goff, but shout out to him, man.
All right.
So 7th pick. Who got the 7th pick?
As we got the Las Vegas Raiders with the 7th pick. They are lacking a lot. They're lacking a lot.
Go ahead, Justin. I don't even know where to start with that one.
This is where the draft gets this is where it can kind of go anyway.
Yeah.
I've seen if there's a quarterback there, they might go quarterback. They could go Stroud at this pick. If he's still there, they could go. I don't think I've heard too much about Levis with Las Vegas, so I don't really see them taking Levis. What's the other corner's name from? Is it Illinois? Witherspoon?
Yeah. Devon Witherspoon.
That man's nice.
I mean, pardon my language. That dude's a freaking dog, man.
Yeah.
That dude nasty.
Yeah, I could see them going. I mean, they need help in the secondary position as well.
Would you guys say it could be like a little flip-flop between Detroit and Las Vegas where either Christian Gonzalez can go to, either one of those teams and Witherspoon can go to the other team? You know what I'm saying? Like
I think yes, but I got Carter dropping to the 7th spot and going to the Raiders.
Who do you have going there?
Carter.
That's another person I was just thinking about it. You have Carter, you have Stroud, and then you have Witherspoon, who are all three people that I honestly, I didn't. They don't have. Didn't they just lose? They just released their defensive lineman a few weeks ago, right, Farrell?
Yeah, they've released.
Yeah,
they released a lot of people, bro.
I think they did. Yeah,
I could see Carter going there. But wasn't there a report? Wasn't it the Raiders GM that said that when they met with Carter, they said they learned something interesting?
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day,
I think it was the Bears and the Raiders GM that both said like they learned.
At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, the Raiders are the Raiders, and whoever's in trouble, the Raiders are gonna draft.
Yep.
Come on, they're not in Oakland no more. They're not cursed.
All right, I don't think that has to do much with it, but losing David Carr and all the rebuild that's gonna happen there is gonna be. They're gonna have to make a pick. That's gonna. I know it's not a huge rebuild because they have.
I was gonna say they have Garoppolo.
Garoppolo,
come on, bro.
He's an average quarterback.
No, okay, gotcha. But this is what makes Garoppolo look good. It's when the defense is tip-top shape and it's helping him out and it's saving him out of situations like it was in San Francisco. Because let's be honest, that San Francisco defense when he's there, even when he made the Super Bowl, the defense was tip-top.
100%. You're right.
Now we're looking at the Las Vegas Raiders is like what. Let's see what Garoppolo can do, right? Because he has the weapons. That's the thing. He has Jacobs, and you have Devontae Adams, and you got people you can get the ball to. But now it's like, okay, we'll see what you're made out of for real.
I got Carter. I got Carter, bro. I got Carter.
I don't have Carter.
I'm gonna go Witherspoon.
I don't have Carter there only just because I feel like teams are dropping him on purpose. I don't know exactly why, but I already told Jay, but I don't know if you listened to me earlier, Ed, but I thought Jalen Carter's a top 5. He should go top 5 in my opinion, but I think he's going to continue dropping. I don't know for what reason, but yeah.
Hey, man, ideally I want him to drop down to the 9th, 10th spot so that the Steelers can trade their 17th and their 32nd overall.
You know what? I have Christian Gonzalez going to Las Vegas. just because of the connection to the Latino fan base that the Raiders have. So they can make that reach for Christian Gonzalez. So who knows?
So who do you have at 6? Witherspoon?
I have Witherspoon. Yeah, I have Witherspoon going to the Lions. But this is where it gets interesting, guys, because I think this 8th spot right here for the Falcons. It's like, bro, like you know who you got to pick at 8. Like we know what the Falcons could use.
So what could they use? You tell me what they could use. Because I don't know what they need. They need everything to me.
We haven't said a magic name. A star-studded running back coming out of college.
Come on, bro. You think Jahmyr Gibbs?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Bijan.
Yeah, that's who I was saying. That's who I was thinking.
I think he could go to the Falcons.
At 8?
When they got Agul, whatever his name
Algier?
is. Algier.
Yeah, that man's
Algier.
a power. He's just a power back.
But Tyler Algier also isn't Bijan Robinson. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I can't take a running back that high.
Dude, come on, man. The Giant. I'm not saying,
bro.
It's been done before.
They go so quick anymore.
Okay, but Atlanta on the offensive side of the ball. Think about it. Think about it on the offensive side of the ball.
I can see him go. I can see him.
They need line. They need linemen.
They also need linemen, so they could go an offensive lineman.
I see them going. I think the tackle from.
I see them getting Peter Skiski.
Yeah,
I'm my dad again. That guy. Yeah.
Sicily.
The guy from Northwestern. The
what
dude
about
that is corn fed. Yeah.
Hey, what about Torrance to the Falcons?
No, I think Torrance is in the teens. He goes in the teens. I think he doesn't go top 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, with him being, I think just because he's a guard, he doesn't go top 10.
Because he's a guard. Usually, when you see his tackles going that high in the top 10, with him being a guard, he'll go in the team. I see him like anywhere between 14 to 19 getting drafted.
So you think Skoronski could be the best?
Yeah, I think Peter Skoronski is the best tackle.
I have him second on my board for tackles because I have Johnson going third to the Cardinals.
Bet. So
okay, for me he's the number 1 tackle. So I see him going to.
So you guys see as the offensive line and being like the central issue for the Falcons that they need to address.
Yeah, they lost like 2 guys in free agency. Both of them are good guys.
That's fair. I can see Skoronski being chosen there.
But so who's your pick, Omar? You said Bijan?
I think Bijan, yeah. I think they go out on a limb here and just I know what you guys mean. Like, you know, they're pretty like running backs go quick nowadays, like, you know. And it's a high pick, but that's unfortunate for the running back position, but it's a smart business choice by the Falcons to take an offensive lineman. Because you know if you pick an offensive lineman that high and he turns out to be solid, guess what? You're going to have him for 10 plus years. So,
all right.
Number 9 pick, guys. This is interesting too because this is a team that has a lot of potential. The Chicago Bears. They have a really good GM. He's made some really good moves in the offseason. Great quarterback in Justin Fields that has potential. So
this is Chicago got the 8th or the 9th?
No, the 9th pick.
They have the 9th.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the Eagles did.
Nah, Chicago got it via Carolina from a trade.
Okay, so with the Chicago, who do they go with, man?
I think this is where Carter comes off the board, honestly.
Okay, so Carter there. I put what's his name? Paris Johnson.
Oh, you're talking about
tackle from?
Oh no. I'm thinking of
Paris Johnson. Whoever the offensive tackle is for Ohio State.
That's Paris Johnson. That's who I said was going number 3.
Yeah.
I got Paris Johnson going over to Chicago because Chicago needs all the help protecting
Fields.
Young buck up there.
Yeah, I could see.
What about you, Omar?
I got Torrance for some reason. Oh, sorry.
Okay. So you're going offensive line though.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like I know guards typically don't go that high. You guys telling me that, and I agree. Like I've never seen a guard go that high.
He's the guard that could go that high just because of just because off of his stats and what he did in the SEC
Dude,
last year.
I mean, this guy's stats are crazy, dude. Like
one allowed sack his whole career.
His whole entire career, bro. Like you can't come on. Like you have to give that man a shot high. That high up. So
we're talking zero in the SEC. So that one was probably him as a freshman when he first was playing at Louisiana, because he wasn't redshirted over there.
Exactly. So I feel like Osiris Torrance, he'd make a good fit in Chicago, protecting Fields and adding to the running game. I think Chicago's running back is not bad. I think Khalil Herbert he's a good running back.
They got someone else too.
They do have somebody else. I can't name him off the top of my head though.
Oh. They got him in free agency. He's going to be the starter, clear cut.
Yeah. Fuck. Who is it?
I don't know. The Bears are like that's like Mr. Irrelevant. Who was it?
They got Dante Foreman.
Dante Foreman.
Yeah,
I see that being a committee though with Foreman. I think
he's going to get the most touches though.
Yeah, probably. But Herbert he's got a spot on that roster.
All right, let's go to 10.
10, guys. 10. Here we go.
10.
Last but not least, guys.
It's the Eagles, right?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings.
The Minnesota freaking Vikings.
They got it via New Orleans.
I see them. I see them replacing Adam Thielen. We're gonna hit. This is where the wide receiver train starts going in the first round, I feel like.
Smith and Jigba?
What?
Smith and Jigba?
No. Zay Flowers.
Okay. Yo, that is actually kind of crazy. Having a 1-2 punch. Having a 1-2 punch with Justin Jefferson and another wide receiver?
Yeah, I mean, I could see Torrance going here as well, because they do need offensive line help if both of the tackles are gone. But right now, I just feel like they're going to go receiver. And to me, Flowers is the best receiver on the board.
Would you say Zay Flowers is like a kind of like a gadget wide receiver, where he's like you can put him in the slot and like he works well.
You can put him outside,
like a Tyreek Hill,
and he's really nice with route.
And I think he makes a perfect fit, because I feel like Justin Jefferson is a down the field he can really go anywhere, but gotta have
he's a throw it up guy. You need somebody who can go make
exactly. So Zay Flowers complements him well. So I can see Zay Flowers going to the Vikings.
What about you, Ed?
So I like the Zay Flowers going there, but because I think Zay Flowers, to me, is gonna go before JSN, but I can't say Zay Flowers as well because I want to be controversial. So I'm gonna say JSN goes over there. I think JSN goes over there. JSN is a big body receiver that can complement. What's his name? Justin Jefferson. Jefferson is not that big. He's just a great route runner. I can catch the ball. He can line up anywhere, and he's always open. You know what I'm saying? But he's not the biggest receiver. But if you can add JSN to that on the outside, and you can slip in Justin Jefferson on the inside, on the slot, and on the outside as well, I can see JSN going there and having a great career with the Vikings and continuing that great tradition of developing great wide receivers.
Real quick before you go over who you think, Omar. Ed, since I know you were a Vikings fan, could you see them by chance taking Mayer from Notre Dame?
They can't because they got Hawkinson.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Hawk. I was thinking about Irv, because I was thinking, where'd Irv Smith go? They let him go, right?
Yeah, they let him go. I don't know where he's at, but they let him go.
That's what I was thinking. I forgot about Hawk.
Yeah, they got Hawkinson. So I think they go wide receiver here.
Yeah,
I can see them going for a offensive lineman as well, because they always Vikings they have good tackles, but they don't have good guards. So I can see Torrance going 10th, but I think that they go JSN and then they go and address the offensive line later on in the later rounds.
This is where I go in and, I say Jalen Carter is a top 5 pick. I've mentioned it already, but this is where I think that Jalen Carter drops to. I think he goes to Minnesota. I think Minnesota, I don't know if you guys kept up, but their defense last year was awful. My goodness. They let it down time and time again. So they gotta address the defense, and whether it comes on the defensive line or in the secondary or the back 7, that's something that needs to be addressed. So I think
they lost Patrick Peterson too.
Yeah, they did. So hey, I could kind of see I don't think Witherspoon's gonna fall that deep because I think there's teams in front of them that need help in the secondary. I don't think so. But if Gonzalez or Witherspoon fall back, I could see them taking him. So
actually, do I have Witherspoon drafted anywhere right now? No, I don't. No. I got Gonzalez, Carter.
Joey Porter from Penn State is also a good shout for secondary.
I'm gonna switch my pick here, and I'm going to have. I got one thing to finish with. Okay, I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to switch from JSN, and they're going to draft Witherspoon. I don't have Witherspoon drafted yet. I think that they can get Witherspoon, a physical cornerback, at the Vikings, and they will benefit from that very well. So Witherspoon, 10th overall to the Minnesota Vikings.
All right.
Sounds good. All right. I know we got to kind of wrap things up real quick. Let's just go around. Steelers have what pick? What is their first pick of the draft?
17.
First pick, yeah, 17.
And what's the Giants' first pick of the draft?
We are 25.
And the Dolphins don't have a pick until I believe we are 55th overall. Let's all just each go around and who we think our first pick will be for each team. Go ahead, Ed, start with the Steelers.
So, ideally, what I want them to draft is Torrance. I hope Torrance falls to 17. Either him or Carter. If we can address the trenches, that will be the best. But I think ideally, what's more possible for us to do is to draft Torrance. But there's a lot of smoke of us drafting the cornerback from Penn State. What's his name? Porter. His dad played for the Steelers. There's already that legend type of deal with the Steelers. So I can definitely see Porter going to the Steelers and playing for us. But ideally, what I want is offensive linemen, so we can get Pickett some time to throw the ball to our wide receivers. So I see them drafting Torrance at the 17th spot.
Sounds good. For me,
Ed or Omar.
So we got the 25th pick. I want to go receiver. We have to get a wide receiver. No ifs, ands, or buts. If they take anything else other than a wide receiver, I'm going to be very disappointed. Maximize the weapons for Daniel Jones. I personally want either one or two cats. Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee.
Okay. Yep, I was going to say that.
Or Jordan Addison from USC.
Ooh.
Those two right there. Those two are the ones that I have my eyes on. So I was thinking Hyatt.
I
don't think JSN's going to fall that deep. I don't think Zay Flowers is going to fall that deep. So hopefully Jordan Addison falls on our lap or Hyatt. One of those two, I'll take him in a heartbeat. So really, all 4 of those receivers are awesome. Like, they're great. So I think I'll be happy, but personally, I kind of want Jordan Addison or Jalen Hyatt.
So the Dolphins don't pick until I do like that. I think that'll help Jones out a lot by getting a wide receiver, another wide receiver, especially because the last few that y'all have got haven't worked out for you guys. I mean, Tony, I think is going to be still. Tony's, go ahead.
It was also through free agency with Kenny Golladay, and it's not a.
But the Dolphins have the 51st pick. There's a lot of talk about them. there's been a lot of talk. There's talk about us trading up and just saying, excuse my language, fuck the picks, and we're gonna go get a first round pick and get one guy this year. But I see us honestly, if we keep that second round 51st pick, I could see us going Darnell Washington, the tight end from Georgia. He's a good blocking tight end, but he's also very athletic, which fits our system. Tucker Kraft is another one, South Dakota State tight end, big guy. I don't really know. There's been a little talk about some guards, but I don't really know the third, fourth round guards, to be honest. So, but I honestly, I could see us doing that, or if we trade back and pick up a few more picks in like the fourth and fifth round. That's about it. That's all I see.
And
but
to
hopefully,
finish this before I have to go, I want to say
sir.
thank you to Justin and the Miami Dolphins for giving us this 32nd pick.
Hey, you don't thank me. Thank Joe Ross, or is his name Joe? No, John Ross. Whatever that old white guy's name is, you can thank him for fucking putting Tom Brady on a boat with him, trying to get him to come to Miami. We don't want that old POS anyways.
Hey, man, thank you for our 32nd pick. Hopefully we can get Jordan Addison back with Pickett.
All right, guys. Nice. Well, let's wrap this episode up. That concludes our episode for episode 7. Thank you guys for watching, obviously. Always tune in every Monday night after 8:30 p.m. I just want to thank Jay Butt. Was going to thank Eddie, but it looks like he left early.
He's on dad duty.
Yeah, he got dad duty. So, yeah, I mean, thank you for tuning in. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're all about opinions. So, hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all on all those platforms. And, just a quick shout out, and that'd be it. Peace.